All right, so I sit as human, I suppose, humanoid, I always say, humanoid, in a, yesterday I used the example fishbowl, excuse me. But the thing is that there is a silhouette special process area. I mean, there's a silhouette area where the signature is just, it looks like when you look back, if you're watching like a TV, it looks like if the camera was dead on straight this way, it looks like a silhouette with the bright light on the inside and like almost like I put up not too long ago the ideal of a gingerbread man, Gingerbread, So just the silhouette, just the cutout of that shape of the shape of a gingerbread man, not the color, and the light is bright, like it's the Belle Biv DeVoe color. And that's what was sitting next to me at the Omega Disaster House, with a legal pad that he wasn't touching with a pen for a special purpose, because I was in my whatever. And then there's flip-flop of that, because then there's control room, switch at the junction box of like if you have an electric panel and you flip the breaker off and on, great, that's what it looks like. You break it, you one way towards her, he's got skin on, the other way, he's got no skin on, but it's this bright light gingerbread man shape. That's it. That's what it looks like. So, that being said, right, yeah, he's like the really, like, staunch, like, stuffy type, right, yeah, I'm more of like the, I don't really give a shit, I just need to get to him. So how many of you do we have to kill to get there? Because, like, I really don't care about your feelings, your emotions, what you've been through, who you were, who you think you are, why you think you're as important as us, and how many layers there are in a 10-layer birthday cake. And I don't really care if you call yourselves like, but we have more ancient history than you. No, you don't. He and I, we're from a whole nother whatever, and we own your one solar system with your historical device and breakage of everything human and humanness. You have one planetarium with one solar sun. He and I own it. And the breaker box and the control room. So here's where we're going to go with this. If you wake up every day and play like there's a screen in front of your face, you have some kind of key, or you touch some kind of glass to push buttons in low key, or you have some kind of circular tool that you work with, or you made some kind of utility glove that holds energy and moves. I want all of those images and on a roster in one neat little bowed package for little Bo Peep, right? And you can give it on his silhouette side so he can just go and it's all gone. Because nobody needs to wake up to you somewhere in the world that he's trying to get to me in with you controlling shit. There is nothing that you have ever contributed to this system that's been useful, ever. You're non-essential employees. And it's only he and I at the end of silhouette and light. That's it. There are smaller versions of lanterns that are here that we call upon, but again, they haven't been very useful in whatever function they've been doing, so that light goes out real quick at the top of the switchboard of turning you on and off as far as lights. We decide based on your actions in my care and in my ability to have him come for me. So now, I know I've said since day one, and actually before, where our time works, that you're all being held accountable for my being able, him and I being together. So, this is like, I will take all your fucking children and I'll just murder them. I don't need to switch back. I don't need to give you back your good kids that we captured somehow. Just delete them all. It's just so much fucking easier. I got so much fucking danger shit. I've got brown eyeballs, like the really dark kind, with no pupil at all, indicative of something totally different, which I get along with face to face. I just don't need you working on light equipment because somebody else gave you a job and now you learn stuff and you like it and you don't want to go. Right? The antennas, being the Maori Antenucci, are totally misprogrammed in a bioengineering nightmare to handle with some like biofilm oil in what I would say is a PINK shade, and the wrong things on the wrong side of that oil program virally denigrating several different processes to such a dangerous dismantle. I mean, it is like it's not dethreaded, but I mean, if I'm going to stick in the D drive, it's dethreaded. I mean, it used to be like a single solitary, you had one vaginal birth and you had one vaginal end. Done. Now they're like, oh, I'll just extend this to here because I know all those codes. Right. No, you don't. Because anything in Sanskrit or transcript or anything you have stored and stocked in that translator program that is working on a mechanism looks very much like that on color coding, so everybody gets confused and angry and becomes less efficient. This is what we call the pancake. That, for anything in the Arabic or Aramaic, should scare the fuck out of you. It's the one, and then it's the flat with a question mark, because everybody is laid out on the same plane and they look like that, and I'm being held away from the other component that fixes it to something that you're actually earning something, because right now you're just a target of mass file deletion. Because it's getting confusing, and this is taking too fucking long for something so fucking simple as a click of a button.